Hey friend, welcome to Self-Transformed, a podcast dedicated to transforming your health in less time and guilt-free through the power of habit hacking. I'm your host, Emily Nichols, behavior change specialist, fitness and Whole30 coach, and Taco Tuesday enthusiast. Hey, I know the struggle is real when it comes to taking care of you. I too am a working mom who felt physically and emotionally drained, but lacked the time and confidence to actually make myself a priority. Creating habit strategies around my health was the key to help me finally create a consistent, healthy lifestyle that doesn't feel hard. I'm now on a mission to equip you with those same sustainable habit hacks to help transform your life from the inside out, guilt-free. Together, we will simplify your health into daily habits that don't feel like another thing on your long to-do list, but rather consistent actions that add up to a massive transformation that will stick through all seasons of your life. So if you're ready to habit hack your health and create your own self-transformation, then let's do this. You're listening to episode 173 of Self-Transformed. Hey friend, welcome back to the show. I know I am having a great day today. I hope you are. I know I'm having a great day. I've recorded this episode in advance. I always do, but way in advance for this episode because today I know I am sitting on the beach on fall break with my family. So I hope if you're traveling this time of year, you are staying safe and you're making wonderful family memories. We go down to Destin, Florida every year, and gosh, I think this is our 10th year going, actually. My boys just live for it. It's a family vacation we do every year, and it's kind of fun with them being older. I'm like, okay, go do your thing with your friends. I'll be sitting right here on the beach, and I got the snacks, so I know they'll come back and check in on me. So it's just really fun to watch them love family vacations so much still. I know I grew up going to St. Beach every year with my family, and we had a lot of really great family memories. We still laugh about some of the stories, and so a big part of self-care for me this month was working way in advance on a bunch of things so I can relax on my vacation, because there is a lot of big things coming up in the self-transformed world this last quarter, and particularly this next month. So if you listened to last week's habit hack, you heard that in conversation with so many of you, I decided to offer a free 3-day challenge. I'm going to be hosting it every quarter, and it's called the Healthy Habit Reset. I'm so excited to do this. So I'm going to be sharing and walking through a simple healthy habit formula that I share with all of my clients, but we're going to help you take action with your habits, resetting, if you will, using this formula. And it's a formula that you'll learn. It's super simple, and you can apply this towards different seasons of your life to help you continue to thrive instead of just, merely survive. So at the end of the 3 days, you'll pretty much have a habit strategy to implement now. I'll give you some action items every day. And like I said, it's a reset. It's going to give you a simple plan, because I feel like it's so overwhelming, right? We get all this health advice, and we're like, okay, I know I need to do this, but how am I actually going to do it? You kind of know why you want to do it. You know why you need to do it: for your own health, for your own mental health, for the ones you love around you, to get the best of you. But gosh darn, you are just so busy. You just don't have the time, and you feel overwhelmed to even try to implement this. Or if you listen to last week's episode, we talked about the lack of motivation, or having it being short-lived motivation. So this is what's going to help you take action. And the more you keep using this really simple formula, having small, tiny wins over time, it's going to lead to a massive transformation. Like I said, I'll host it every quarter live, where we will walk through. I'll take Q&As, a lot of interaction there to help you go through this formula and reset your habits, because it is something I personally do every quarter. It's something we work around year-round with the girls in the Habit Hacking Society, my membership group, where we're constantly having to reset. We go into a new season of life. We're going into the fall. Maybe you're going into fall sports with your kids. Maybe you are taking away sports for right now, and you're like, okay, now we're going into the holiday season. I need to kind of reset my healthy habits. So join me in the Healthy Habit Reset. It's going to be November 1st through the 3rd at 12 p.m. Eastern live. You can sign up at bit.ly bit.ly/healthy habit reset. It's linked in the show notes for you as well. If you can't join us live, that's okay. I will be emailing out the recordings every day. There'll be a free Facebook community too, where the videos will live for a week afterwards as well. And there's a worksheet to help you take action. And this is pretty much everything I have learned as a behavior change specialist and a fitness and food freedom coach, where I'm able to put it all together, kind of bridging that gap there for you, okay? So, and like I said on last week's episode, this is all based on conversations I'm having with you all. I love talking with you all. I love getting feedback from you. You can get my Monday pump up text if you text me your favorite emoji to 773-904-2157. That will sign you up for those weekly texts. And you can reply back to them. It's me on the other end, and I'll be like, if you want to ask me a question, I'll be like, hey girl, let's talk about it. Or I have a couple of spots open in November if you want to do a free 15-minute habit hacking call with me. I love doing these because we just kind of talk about one area of your health and how we can kind of habit hack it together. I have a couple spots in November. Go ahead and book that at bit.ly/free call with Emily. It's all linked in the show notes. I know you're probably driving or in the shower right now. So, well, let's talk about today's episode. I'm kind of embarrassed to share. So last year in March 2021, I did an episode talking about how I was going to do 75 hard. And I shared all of these things about like, okay, well, this is the way I'm going to do it because I'm pretty intuitive and know what works for me physically and mentally with challenges like this. But I also like the challenge of it. Well, you never heard from me again if I did it because I didn't complete it. I maybe stuck with it for a few days. I, didn't have a habit strategy in place. Well, if you listen back in August, early September, we did a whole big confidence series. It was something that I know a lot of women struggle with. I've been personally struggling with it after having an injury this summer, and I needed a challenge. I needed a way to reset, and I was like, I'm going to do 75 hard. I kind of looked at my calendar over those 75 days, and I was like, gosh, well, if I start at August 1st, that will take me right up to the day I leave for Florida, which I was like, okay, it's meant to be. So let's do it. If you're like, okay, what is 75 hard? I know you know what it is. Everyone's been talking about it. So for 75 days, you work out twice a day, 45 minutes at least. And one of those workouts need to be outside. You drink a gallon of water. You stick to some kind of diet. And you read every day. You read I forget what it is, 15 minutes a day or at least 10 pages of some type of personal development personal development book, like an actual book. And you do this for 75 days. And I thought, okay, I'm up for the challenge. Let's do it. And I've just been looking for a challenge. Honestly, I gained weight. A lot of old habits started creeping back in. I really just wasn't talking nice to myself. So I did it for the reason of really resetting my habits. So I'm going to share my 10 biggest takeaways with you. In all honesty, it's pretty much like 75 soft or 75 medium. I don't know. You've probably heard a lot of folks talking about 75 hard or 75 soft. This is a challenge. Maybe it's not in the true spirit of how strict this program is, but it was really a great way for me to reset my habits. So I'm going to share my biggest takeaways with you if this is something you're interested in giving a try, and pretty much how I did it as a fitness and habit professional. So number one, this is hard. It was really hard. So just like the first time I did the Whole30 back in 2015, I had to time this in a period of my life where I didn't have a lot going on, meaning I didn't have vacations scheduled. I didn't have too many events coming up where I was like, okay, I'm going to be tempted by this or that. However, I did have some things coming up that I looked on the calendar with, and I kind of already made the promise to myself, if I want to have it, if it feels worth it to me, I'm going to have whatever that is. So this is hard. 75 days is a really long time. It's 11 and a half weeks. So go into it knowing that. Maybe you want the challenge. I think that's great. That's why I went into it. Number two, being that restrictive for that long isn't healthy for me mentally, okay, in regards to food. So during that time period, I had my birthday. My mom got me a cake. had like a taco night. Like I didn't have a margarita. I had tacos and I had angel food cake because it's my favorite. I went to the Post Malone concert in Wisconsin. I did have a margarita there and it was totally worth it. And my grandmother unfortunately passed away as well, and I ate some tiramisu, which I was kind of following like a paleo-ish diet and not having any type of processed sugar. But I let myself on these dates and alcohol as well. However, nutrition is where it's at because I think I would have seen even more results if I dialed in my nutrition even more. However, I know being restrictive that long, I think if I restricted on all of those days, like day 75, I think I might have gone like face first into like some cookies and like margaritas, to tell you the truth. And that sounds funny, maybe coming from me being, a Whole30 coach and, talking about food freedom, but this was a very long period. It was a very long period. And for me personally, knowing what I know about my own food freedom, if I restrict that long, it does something to me mentally. Number 3, drinking a gallon of water a day is great for peeing a lot and for clear and hydrated skin. Oh my gosh, girl, I felt like I was floating away every day, and I was getting up in the middle of the night and peeing because, if I wasn't finished with it before bed, I'm like guzzling it. I'm like, this is dumb. I'm going to like pee the bed. I'm so like overhydrated. I probably won't continue that habit, but I will start adding probably like more minerals to my water to help me stay hydrated without having to drink that much. But it definitely helped me develop a habit of drinking more water every day. Number 4, a second workout a day was always a ruck outside. I have developed such a wonderful habit from August 1st till now. I have pretty much done a walk every single day. Okay, with my ruck. And I like using the ruck. We've talked about it. We're going to be talking about it more next month about, doing something as challenging as wearing a ruck. But my other workout was always my own weight training program that I designed. I'll share more about that here in a couple of months for you. And I phased it up. I changed it every 4 weeks just to have that progressive overload. The weights were getting heavier. I was doing the same exercises. Then I changed it up and kind of through a loop for my body, if you will. Number 5, tracking and checking off things every day is a great accountability piece. If you write things down, if you track things, checking things off, you are more than likely 3 times going to be more successful. I actually found like a free 75 hard like check off list, if you will, for 75 little bubbles to check off, and I put it on my fridge, and I was checking it off with this like hot pink Sharpie that all my boys saw too, so they knew what I was doing. Number 6, I forgot to mention this. One of the things you're supposed to do every day is take a progress picture of yourself. Well, let me tell you, taking a picture of myself every day was not helping my mental health. And by day 40, I switched to about every few days because I wasn't, seeing a picture of yourself I would take it from the front, the side, and back, and you would look at it and like pick yourself apart. That's not good for my mental health. So I switched it to every few days, and seeing the before from day 1 to day 75, I can definitely see a big difference. So I think there is value. I definitely think you should take progress pictures if you are going through some type of training program, but I don't think every day for me is a good idea. I know it's not. Number 7, reading every day was so great. However, I do Audible, and I did pick up actual books to read as well. But I know for me, and always focusing on my habits and what is going to be able to stack on something I'm already doing, something that's going to save me time, listening to books is way more feasible for me. Number 8, weight came off slowly and consistently. And this is the way to do it, my friends. Like I said, 75 days, August, September, mid-October, so like 2.5 months. I've lost almost 10 pounds, which is great. I'm still losing weight, but a lot of it didn't come off right away. It was like slow and consistent as my body was easing into the new habits I was doing. And that is the way to do it in order for it to be maintainable long term. So keep that in mind, and I had to keep that in mind as well as I was moving along. Number 9, I once again proved to myself I can do hard things, even though if maybe this is what you would consider a 75 soft. That's okay. I am going to do an actual Go Ruck race in mid-November with my friend Ashley. She got a ruck as well. And this really inspired me because I'm wearing my ruck every single day for like a 3 or 4 mile walk, and I just love it so much. And then number 10, this was probably my biggest takeaway, and this is probably the biggest reason why you might be like, girl, you didn't do 75 hard, you did 75 soft. But as a fitness professional, I know the value of rest. And working out 2 times a day for me over this long of a period was hard. It was hard. I went into this challenge not wanting to do like my second workout as like something like super crazy tough. I did a lot of hot yoga at Hot Works, and my outside workout every day was always a ruck. But there were days where I was really listening to my body and decided not to do the second workout because I needed the rest. And that was okay. And like, funny enough, like I lost more weight those weeks where maybe I had to take a day off than anything. You know, I would do slow movement like some yoga or stretching or whatnot, but 2 workouts in a day, even if the second one was just a walk with the ruck on, I had to really listen to my body and listen for rest, because that is one of our foundations of health. A lot of times we neglect. This was a really fun challenge, but it really reinforced for me the value of rest and sleep and taking rest days and listening to your body instead of being like, oh, I feel guilty for not working out. Like, I didn't feel guilty. I kind of was like, oh man, I'm kind of not like sticking 100% to 75 hard. Like, whatever. It was my own accountability. I didn't share it with anyone other than my husband and a couple of my girlfriends here or there, where I was like, oh, I'm not drinking right at this. I don't want this, or I don't want that right now. I'm secretly doing 75 hard. But all in all, I'm glad I did it. I developed some really great habits. And like I said, you may consider this a 75 soft, but I'm proud of myself. And maybe it wasn't in the true, like I said, strict nature of the challenge, but it has definitely reestablished some habits for me and gave me a drive that I was missing for a while. So I'll continue these new habits, and I'm really going to zone in on my nutrition this last quarter just to see what happens with my body and my mindset. And I have some really big goals for 2023, and part of that includes being physically and mentally super fit. So I'm going to really focus on that the last quarter. You don't have to wait for 2023 to do something like 75 hard or enroll in like one of my programs or whatever. You can start at any time as long as it works for you and your schedule. But I hope today's episode helped if you are considering doing the 75 hard. You may consider this a 75 hard failure. I consider it a 75 soft. I learned so much about myself, and I would encourage anyone to give it a try, going into it with the mindset maybe that I did, to give yourself some grace, some flexibility, and knowing yourself as well as I do with my body and food and mentally. I knew this was going to be hard. I knew I probably wasn't going to be able to stick to it 100%. I was probably stuck to it about 90%. And I'm proud of that. So gang, if you are looking to reset your habits, let's do that together. I'd love for you to join me in the Healthy Habit Reset. That starts again November 1st through the 3rd at 12 p.m. Eastern each day. Sign up at bit.ly/healthy habit reset. It's linked in the show notes. That way you'll get all the recordings, you'll get all the notifications, and I'm going to be making some big announcements during that 3-day challenge that you do not want to miss. I can't wait to share more with you, friend. Come connect with me on Instagram at EmilyNichols22, and I'll catch up with you later this week for Habit Hack Thursday. I'll actually still be from the beach. I'll see you then. Hey girl, real quick before you go, if you want some free motivation texted to you every week from me to help you habit hack your health, send me your favorite emoji to 773-904-2157 and sign up for my weekly pump up text. I can't wait to catch up with you there. Hey, and if you love the podcast, the number one way you can thank me is to leave a rating and review in iTunes. That way more mamas can also find the show. Then you can even email me a screenshot of your review and I'll send you either a Starbucks gift card or give you a free habit hacking call with me live on the podcast. Love and appreciate you, friend. I'll see you next time.